Listeners, the world of AI is expanding rapidly, so don't wait for tomorrow. Please start exploring how it can benefit your business today.
Prompt engineering is that's the language that we use as human beings to communicate to the AI.
Application it to unlocking AI, I think now is key. And your work with the Automation Institute, it's a prime example of how knowledge can be a game changer.
So that was my automation incubator, which I started in January. That has now scaled up to 16,500 students as of today.
Hi everyone, this is Maheen and welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today we're exploring the transformative impact of AI and automation on small businesses. Our guest is Hamza Baig, who's at the forefront of this shift. Hamza is a leading figure in AI and automation as the founder of the Automation Institute and Hexona Systems. With a thriving community of 15,000 students and a recent award-winning agency, Hamza is dedicated to helping businesses harness AI for growth. So without further ado, let's welcome Hamza. Hamza, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Doing very well.
Very pleased to have you. Now, Hamza, we're very excited to have you here to discuss the future of AI in business because your journey is truly inspiring. And in today's fast evolving world, it's insightful to hear how people like you get started in AI and automation. So, what inspired you to start in this space and what challenges and opportunities did you encounter along the way?
Yeah, so I've actually fell into this space by accident. I never intended to be the AI automation guy, but I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I worked very hard my whole life to try and find something to work for myself. And eventually, what I found is straight out of college, I went into sales. So I knew that that was the best skill if I wanted to be an entrepreneur, to know how to sell stuff.
Right.
So I found I worked at a bunch of different startups selling software, and eventually I was presented with the opportunity to sell my own software. So there was a CRM platform that you could sell to businesses as your own. You could white label it, you could rebrand it, and become a software company overnight.
Right.
So that's essentially what I did. I did that for about 2 years. And then at the start of 2023 is when ChatGPT came out. That's when a lot of my clients who just had a simple CRM solution were asking me about AI and saying, hey, ChatGPT is so cool. Can you
Right.
implement it into my business? And initially I was like, no, I don't know anything about ChatGPT. This isn't what I do. But I noticed that the demand for it was just so high that they weren't stopping and people wanted this stuff. So eventually I just bit the bullet and I just did a very big deep dive into prompt engineering and AI and machine learning and all of this stuff. And eventually I rebranded myself because the demand was just so great into a fully fledged AI automation agency. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
We love the inspiration and motivation behind your platform, and it's a powerful journey, Hamza. I
Mhm.
mean, it's great to see someone turn a challenge into such an impactful, venture. Now, considering your success, how do you approach risk in such a rapidly changing industry?
Yeah, so it's a very competitive space because everyone wants to be in the AI automation space. And the best thing that we can do is just stay on top of it, keep ourselves educated, informed about all the latest AI tools that are coming out, and new ones come out every single day.
Right.
So we have teams dedicated to just scouring the internet, trying out these different tools, seeing what the latest innovation is, so then we can be ahead of the competition.
Right.
Because the way you lose in this space is that you just become outdated. Because if someone comes along with a newer model or someone that has a better solution that does the outcome better than you, then you've lost the game. So speed is everything. We try and stay on top of it. We try and be informed, and our solutions so far have been at the tops. Yeah.
No, your story truly resonates, Hamza, especially with small businesses who are, or maybe let's say aspiring entrepreneurs mostly. Now, up next, we'll dive into the impact of AI, which is having across multiple different industries, especially in the hands of small businesses. Because AI is more than a trend now, right? It's reshaping the business landscape. We know that. And small businesses are finding new ways to thrive with it. And your institute is at the forefront of this movement. Hamza, what do you believe is the most significant way AI is transforming the small business sector today? And are there any specific tools and technologies that you think are especially impactful?
Yeah, absolutely. And my answer to that would have been different 6 months ago, would have been different 3 months ago. So, like I said, this space is constantly changing. And the biggest trend and the most exciting thing we're seeing right now is AI agents. And for those of you who don't know, AI agents are essentially just autonomous AI scripts that can kind of perform tasks that human beings would be doing in the past.
Right.
So these agents can actually take over these roles and achieve certain outcomes to help the business leverage that ability. So, for example, we just recently launched a voice AI product, which it can act as a receptionist almost. For if anyone calls into a business, it can do appointment taking, it can do customer support, it can do escalations to human beings. So now this takes the weight off the back of human beings who typically had to do that.
Right.
So now they can focus on more critical revenue generating tasks while the AI does the heavy lifting for all of these things. So AI agents are coming. They're probably the future, right? So
Right.
right now there's still human involvement where it's like a hybrid setup where a human still has to be escalated to or monitor it. But eventually we're heading to a place where AI will just do the entire job completely. And then a business that typically needed 50 or 100 employees can now scale down to like 10 people plus AI and doing the exact same output or even more. So the AI agents are being very helpful, especially for smaller businesses. They're on a tighter budget. They have to, work within lower means and resources. So an AI coming in can have, 10x productivity and 10x output there.
No, those are some compelling insights. And it's amazing to see how accessible these tools are becoming for small businesses. Now, Hamza, how do you think small business owners can stay updated on these latest AI advancements to maintain that competitive edge?
Yeah, so it's not easy. There's a lot of information out there and it can be extremely overwhelming.
Right.
So that's part of what we do at the Institute, where we want to condense all of the most relevant tools that come out and all of the information into one central place. So whether that's through our newsletter or our weekly mastermind calls that people can attend, we give you the latest tools that you can try out and how they're applicable to you specifically. If you aren't a part of our institute, then there's other resources out there. Of course, there's so many YouTube channels, there's podcasts that you can listen to that are keeping you up to date on this stuff. But honestly, doing something, doing any research is better than doing nothing. Like
Right.
finding out what's happening out there is going to benefit you, 10x versus you just sitting there being overwhelmed and just being worried about starting.
Now, the potential in this field is limitless,
Yeah.
and it's encouraging to see that more small businesses are embracing it. Listeners, the world of AI is expanding rapidly, so don't wait for tomorrow. Please start exploring how it can benefit your business today. Next, we'll look at how these AI opportunities translate into actual business strategies, because AI and automation offer opportunities for everyone I see now.
Mhm.
And Hamza, you've turned these opportunities yourself into impactful action with your work. What advice do you have for those that are looking to capitalize on AI opportunities, but who might feel a bit overwhelmed or unsure where to start?
Yeah, yeah. And like I mentioned, there's so many different resources out there, and it can be very overwhelming. That's the number one feedback that we get. So when people come across my content and come across the institute, it's like a fresh of breath air, where it's like everything is centralized in one place where you can learn everything that you need to. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push forward AI education in a very digestible way for a beginner who has no technical background, no experience with coding or anything to get started with AI and automations. I think just really the first step starts with yourself. Just put in the effort, maybe even if it's 30 minutes a day. Go online, Google, interact with ChatGPT, build some stuff out. There's really cool things that you can build
Mm-hmm.
just by yourself, even if it's not something that's going to lead into some monetization, but just that practice of writing prompts and iterating on them and building cool projects, that in itself is enough practice for you to at least get started. And then from there, you can work on turning this into a business, which is what we focus on the Institute, where we teach you how to monetize these skills and actually achieve financial freedom to some extent
Mm-hmm.
by using AI as your partner.
Well, that's a fantastic advice. I mean, breaking it down into these achievable steps can really make a difference. But if you were to build onto this a bit more,
Mhm.
Hamza, what do you think is the most important skill to develop in this field?
The number one skill that matters the most that everyone, regardless of what field you're in and your technical ability, what you need to learn today is prompt engineering.
Okay.
What prompt engineering is that's the language that we use as human beings to communicate to the AI.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make the AI do something, you have to write a good prompt to instruct it to do that. A prompt is just a set of instructions, but what differentiates a good prompter and a bad prompter is massive.
Right.
That's what differentiates the winners and losers in my industry and the
Mm-hmm.
agency space. So you as an individual, you prompt if you've ever used ChatGPT, you've done prompting.
Yes.
But if you haven't got the output that you've wanted, you didn't write a good prompt.
Mm-hmm.
And there's great structures, guidelines, and nuances to writing good prompts. And if you can invest into a good prompt engineering course, then that's going to set you up greatly in the future. Because even in your role, right? If you're a video editor, right now, sure, you do the video editing yourself, but soon AI is going to be in the middle where you're going to write a prompt for to instruct the AI to do that video editing for you. So
Mm-hmm.
the best prompt engineers are actually going to be the best video editors because they
Right.
know how to instruct the AI to do what they want. So in every industry, AI will be doing the heavy lifting. People in the background are the prompt engineers who are telling the AI what to do. So if you can be a prompt engineer, a good one, you can master any industry because you control the AI now. And that's the number
Wow.
one skill people need to learn.
Yeah, mastering the skill is it just not only unlocks incredible opportunities, but also brings a deep sense of personal fulfillment, which is great. Please stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back with more insights from Hamza Baig on using AI for business success.
You dreamt big. You made the leap. You and your "we're not stopping at small" business. Doesn't matter you've never done it before. You unlock those problems. You adapt to change. You learn to evolve. You're pioneers in challenging times, finding your own frontiers. Wherever you e-commerce, UPS is with you. So nothing is going to hold you back.
4 billion people check their email every day. That's 4 billion missed opportunities if your message doesn't make it. To reach your customer's inbox, you need a winning strategy. And Constant Contact delivers. Literally, over 97% deliverability. Elevate your email game with easy-to-use templates, writing assistants powered by AI, and in-depth metrics. Ensuring your email is flawless, delivered, and read. Constant Contact delivers. Give it a try.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
connect and recharge,
make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
With an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
Welcome back. Let's continue our conversation with Hamza on the mission behind the Automation Institute. Let's dive into your work with the Automation Institute and how it's helping entrepreneurs worldwide, because education to unlocking AI, I think now is key. And your work with the Automation Institute, it's a prime example of how knowledge can be a game changer.
Yeah.
So Hamza, could you tell us more about the Automation Institute and the kind of impact that you've seen it have on your students and the broader community?
Absolutely. So when I started the Institute, it was completely by accident. I never intended to go into the education space and build all of this out. What I did is I was running my agency. I wanted more B2B clients. I wanted to help more businesses. So I started creating content online. And so I created content on TikTok and Instagram, just showcasing some of the work that I've done for my clients. And what ended up happening is I didn't get a lot of businesses that reached out to me, but my videos did very well. And what happened was I got individuals, like just like yourselves, you and I, people who wanted to get into this space as well because they saw what I was building. And they're like, this is so cool. I want to do this for a business near me. Can you teach me how to do this?
Right.
And initially I was like, no, I'm not a teacher. I don't do this. I just want to get more clients. But the demand was so great. Like my videos now have amassed over 50 million, impressions. So I've reached a lot of people. And these people would DM me every single day saying, I want to get into this space. Teach me to do what you do. Eventually, I just bit the bullet and I was like, okay, cool. Let me create a series of videos and courses and create a structured community where you guys can just join and learn exactly what I did.
Right.
And that's what I set up. So that was my automation incubator, which I started in January. That has now scaled up to 16,500 students as of today. And then what we did is we wanted to build a more structured program because there's different tiers to education, right? Some people want more hands-on mentorship, some people want more focus, some want more beginner-friendly tutorials. So we wanted to create these set of programs that cater to everyone. And the overarching company above that is the Automation Institute. So the Institute was designed with the intention to standardize this education because, like you're saying, people are getting overwhelmed. There's so much happening online that no one knows where to learn. So I wanted to build that one-stop shop that if you come to us, we're going to make sure you're taken care of. You learn everything that you need to. And once you leave us, you're ready, prepared to take on the market and do whatever you want with this education. The flip side of that is we also have a certification program with the Institute, meaning that we want to be that authority and that body that if you approach a business offering automation services, I want that business to ask you, hey, are you certified by the Automation Institute? Have they vouched for you? We want to have that brand recognition that our students can leverage.
Right.
Because when this gets saturated, and it will, because everyone knows that they need to learn this, there has to be some sort of differentiator. And I don't want it to be the Wild West where people are pretending to have the skills and the ability when they actually don't. But if we vouch for them and we certify them, then we know that these people are spoken for and they're going to do good work. That's my vision for it.
Wow. And it's really inspiring to hear about the direct impact that you're making, especially through the practical hands-on mentorship and education with real-world focus is truly empowering. So thank you for that, Hamza. Love the work that you're doing. Now, up next, let's explore your thoughts on the future of AI and its long-term implications for small businesses. Because looking forward, AI's role, as you said, it's seeming to just grow.
Yeah.
Right. And small businesses in particular, they're finding new ways to integrate these technologies. What trends do you see, Hamza, shaping the future of AI for small businesses over the next decade?
Yeah, so over the next decade, it's going to be crazy. 10 years from now is going to be an unrecognizable landscape compared to what it is today. We've already seen the exponential improvements that have happened since ChatGPT's release.
Right.
So it's really hard to say what 10 years are going to look like because it's going to be crazy. But agents are definitely going to play a big part of it. These autonomous AI beings almost that are going to take over these functions for businesses. It's going to be very normal for you to be speaking to AI robots and watching AI generated content that was put out by companies and reading articles that were written by AI. Like the value that humans have, it's a morbid topic to some extent, but humans are becoming obsolete in real time. AI can do 10x 100x the work that a human being can do at a fraction of the cost and a much higher success rate. So from the eyes of a business owner, from a shareholder, it makes complete sense to hire an AI agent over a human being. Now, we're not there at that stage yet. I think there's still that synergy between humans and AI because they need to be monitored and controlled. But we're definitely headed to a place where AI is going to be running the show. And then, like I mentioned, the prompt engineers on the back end, the ones who are the master of puppets almost, who are controlling the AI, they're the ones who are going to be very well positioned. They're going to be successful. But the average human being has to find out a way to position themselves to still be relevant. So whether being able to control the AI, like I'm saying, so learning prompt engineering is probably the best thing that you can do at this stage. But we're headed to a place where businesses are going to be relying very heavily on AI. And the ones that don't, the ones that refuse to change and acknowledge that this is a trend that's happening, are going to be left behind. There's absolutely no way that they can compete. So if you're a business owner watching this, I implore you to start looking at these AI solutions very seriously because your competitors are, I promise you, because I work with a lot of businesses and the ones that we work with get tremendous results and they smoke their competition. Wow. So businesses have to step up, rely on these agents because they're coming, and don't be ignorant to the fact that this is the future. The future is here now.
Wow. Now, the journey for AI is just the beginning, and small businesses, they're going to be the key players if they follow your advice. Listeners, remember that AI isn't just the future. It's happening now. Start exploring what it can bring to your business. But before we close, if you could just leave our listeners with one key piece of advice about navigating the AI landscape in small business, what would it be?
Yeah, the recurring theme of everything that I try and push and what I say is that education is protection. That's the biggest thing. I want you guys to just be informed. Please stay up to date. Spend 30 minutes to an hour researching the AI news. This tool just came out. It's able to do this. I can apply this to my business. Watch, there's great YouTube creators that you can watch their content. They'll keep you informed. But if you're being ignorant and you're not keeping up to date with this stuff, then like I'm saying, you're going to be left behind. So please just focus on your education. Whether you do something with it or not, at least be informed about what's happening. Because you don't want to be surprised when these agents take over and you're like, where did this come from? Because it's happening right underneath you. So education is protection. So whether you join my institute and you learn through us or you learn through other avenues, put your education first and make that a priority.
Thank you so much, Hamza, for sharing your insights and inspiring us so much with what have you done so far. But again, thank you for your time and your expertise.
Not a problem. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Today's episode has given us an in-depth look into the world of AI and automation with insights from Hamza Baig, a leader in transformative field. We explore the impact of AI on small businesses, practical strategies for embracing automation, and how the future of technology can empower entrepreneurs to thrive. We'd also like to thank our partners, RBC, UPS, Constant Contact, IHG, and Google for the invaluable support in making this podcast possible. To our listeners, thank you for joining us. For more expert discussions and business resources, please visit CanadianSME.ca and subscribe to the magazine. We'll see you in the next episode.